Okay. Yeah, see the next one. So anyhow, we covered some problems related to torque, and in the last class, we calculated torque at the maximum height of a projectile. Okay, of course, at the end of the projectile also we have done. Now see the next one. Let us see. Find torque of a gravitational force of a projectile about O at time t as shown in figure. So they are asking to find torque at O due to this point. Okay, so let us find torque. We know already if it is at maximum height, the weight of this body acts downwards, and we are taken the perpendicular distance as r by 2. And if we calculate the torque here, the weight of the body acts vertically downwards, and we have taken perpendicular distance as a r, nothing but range. But see here, okay, anyhow you know the direction of the torque. Okay, means minus k cap plus k cap, anti-clockwise, clockwise, everything is covered. See, in a simplest way, see, feel that this is the r. This is the r, and see, if I hold my hand like this, see, this is r. And if the hand moves in this direction, that will use the force. Okay, force. So r, and this is force. See, this is r, and this is force. And see, this is the direction of the torque. Okay, like follow some vector rule. Okay, cross product of vector rule. So r cross f this is, and this is the torque. So clockwise direction, nothing but the torque is into the board minus k cap. I think you remember these things. And if I hold my hand like this, see, this is r, and the fingers will move up, nothing but force. R cross f, and this is the direction of the torque. Okay, direction of torque is always from r to f. So r, f, and torque. So if the body moving in anti-clockwise direction, torque is out of the board. Out of the board means plus k cap. If the body moving in clockwise direction, now we are taking the torque into the board. Into the board means minus k cap, because here some vectors will come. That's why I'm using this one. So at any instant of time, this particle is at a distance of x from origin. Of course, weight of this one acts vertically downwards, and vertical distance is, let us suppose, y, and see the position vector r bar. Anyhow, the position vector is very clear. R bar is equals to, we can write x I cap y j cap. So r bar is equals to x nothing but u cos theta into I cap. So x nothing but, if it is projected with a speed u cos theta I cap. Along horizontal direction, acceleration is 0. I am using x nothing but ut plus half 80 square. Sorry, u plus 80. Okay, x is equal to u plus 80. U nothing but horizontal velocity. A along horizontal direction of projectile motion is 0. So u cos theta I cap. Y, to find the displacement y, nothing but I am using ut plus half 80 square. So anyhow the body thrown into the air. So u nothing but vertical, u sin theta t minus half gt square. Okay, so gt square j cap. See, I am using projectile concept for x and for y. Recall the projectile concept, then you will understand easily. So this I am using like a ut plus half 80 square plus nothing but a as minus g, you know these conditions. So this is r. And see the f. F is mg downwards. So mg downwards means minus j cap. Okay, this is like a B, this is C, A cross B product. A, B, C. C is equal to A cross B. A, B, and this is C, A cross B. Okay, cross product rules I am following now. And we know torque. In vector product we can write it as R to F. So R cross F. So I think you know how to solve this cross product. Let us see. This is U cos theta I cap u sin theta t minus half gt square j cap cross mg minus j cap. Okay, I think you remember j cross j, I cross I, j cross j, k cross k, 0. I dot I, j dot j, k dot k is 1. So cross product of same cross product is 0. So let us multiply u cos theta I cap. So j cross j anyhow 0. So u cos theta mg and minus is there, minus I cross j. I cross j from vector rules, it is k. So m u g cos theta k cap is the required answer for this one. Okay, I am using vector rules. So in the last one, just we calculated here. So no need of any vector at this point. So mg downwards and the distance is r by 2. At this point, mg downwards distance is r. But here we need to use vectors. Okay. Otherwise, find this one, you will get the answer. Perfect distance. Yeah. See the next. So let me discuss some concepts. And later again, I am going to continue problems. So that is toppling. Yeah, let us see the conditions for toppling the body, the conditions for sliding the body. Okay. Now see, for suppose this is the body which is placed on horizontal surface. Okay. Now see the base. See, this is the base. If I apply a force at here, if I pull this body, then this body may topple like this about this point. Based on this application of force, if I pull this body like this, if I pull this in this direction, based on this base surface, the body may slide based on the surface or may topple about this point like this. For suppose if this base is more, it requires more force to topple this body. Okay, right now the base is very small. Okay, less force is enough to topple this body. Or if you apply a force at the center, if I apply a force at the center of mass of this body, then this body will move with some constant speed if the surface is some smooth. Okay, so some sufficient friction is there. Okay, and here if I apply a force here at certain height, then maybe that force is used to topple the body. Okay, to easy toppling means the base must be least. If the base is more, we need maximum force. Okay, let us see how much that force. Okay, let us suppose here the base is small. For suppose, see this one, see the base. If I apply a force, this body never topple easily. Again, you have to increase the force. Otherwise, you increase the height. Okay, if I apply a force at the bottom, the body may slide. Okay, now if the base surface is more force is needed to topple about this point. So I am going to apply torque concept to get this toppling effect. Okay, here let us suppose my target is to topple this body about this point of contact. This contact means I have to apply a force here so that the body topple like this. Okay, like sometimes vehicles are moving on a road, they may topple. If vehicles are taking a overturn, they may topple. Okay, they may skid. Of course, you know the minimum speed of the car for safe driving along the banked circular road. Okay, that you know V is equal to root of UGR and some other formula. If theta is given, you know tan theta plus mu by some formula 1 minus mu tan theta root of GR. Okay, that you derived in circular motion, means in friction concept. Yeah. And here we are going to find if the vehicle takes a overturn, what is the minimum speed is required to take the overturn. So by using the torque concept, I am going to show some formulas of toppling and overturning. Okay, see, let us consider a block whose mass is m. No doubt the weight of this block always acts vertically downwards. Let us suppose this side is B, and initially if the block is placed on surface with some sufficient friction, then no doubt normal reaction will be acting in this direction. Okay, initially. If I apply a force here, the body may move with some constant speed. If that force is dominating than frictional force, that is mu mg. Okay. If I apply the force at this, if the height of the force is increases, let us suppose, let me apply a force here. This is the applied force. If this height of the force is increases, then this normal shift, means normal reaction force, will shift towards the force. Okay, generally in all the cases we learn normal reaction acts from the, means it is always acts perpendicular to the contact surface. If due to this force, means based on this application of force, this normal reaction will shift. The maximum shift of normal reaction is, maximum is just half of this size. Means if this is B, the maximum shift in normal reaction is B by 2. So the maximum shift in normal reaction according to the diagram, how much it can shift? Maximum is B by 2. If it is X by 2, something value. Okay, and let us suppose due to this force, okay, let me apply the minimum force. Let us suppose, let me apply a minimum force. For this minimum force, this body going to topple. This body going to topple means, just you imagine like this. Topple about this point. So the body topple like this. Yeah, this is the new position. Okay, and maybe the normal reaction will shift. The maximum shift in normal reaction, the new normal shift is, let me draw one more diagram for understanding point of view. So the new normal shift, the maximum shift in normal reaction force is what? This is the maximum shift in normal reaction force, and this is the weight of the body, and the shift is B, something B by 2. Let us take this is something point A, and let me apply the minimum force here, which is at a height of something H. Okay, so let us take the torque about this point. Okay, taking torque about A as 0, about A is 0. So if I take the torque about A is 0, then you know how to identify the torque. Okay, means you know how to write the torque. Force into distance, force into perpendicular distance about this point. So if this is B by 2, this is also B by 2. So mg into B by 2. And see, for this mg, this is left side. Left means positive, right means negative, you know. So left mg B by 2. And for this force, A is at a height of H, height nothing but perpendicular distance. So minus, because this is right side. Okay, I use some convenient rule. Tip right side is in negative, tip left side. This is left side. A is left. Okay. Otherwise, you follow the R cos F. Okay. And see, F minimum into height, which is equal to 0. Therefore, we are getting minimum force for toppling. So minimum force is mgb by 2h, and this is the minimum force if h is constant. If height, at what height you are applying the force, that if this h is constant, then we can find the minimum force for toppling. And we can find, right, this, if you apply a constant force, we can write like this. So the minimum height we can write mgb by 2f if you apply a constant force. If you apply a constant force, so this is the, it means at this minimum height you have to apply a constant force so that that body topples. Okay, so this is the minimum height. Okay, minimum height when force is constant. Okay, they given only 2 Newton of force. Means at what minimum height you have to apply 2 Newton of force on a body so that the body topples. Like that they may ask. And very simple way, out of these quantities, force, mass, gravity, constant, mass, they will give B and H. Out of these 3 quantities, they will miss any one quantity. That quantity you try to calculate it. And you try to understand the conditions. For suppose, if, see the conditions carefully, if H means the minimum height, if the value of height, if H is less than H minimum, see this is the minimum height, H is less than H minimum, and what you are applied, that force which is less than F, these two are less. If H less than H minimum, and what you are applying the force, that F capital F is the applied force, okay, bias, and F is the frictional force, some small f is the. If capital F is less than F, then the body neither sliding nor toppling. So there is no sliding, no toppling, no sliding effect, no toppling effect. It will not slide, it will not topple. No slide, no topples. Okay, no topples, neither sliding nor toppling. And if H less than H minimum and frictional force which is equal to F, frictional force equals to F, frictional force is balanced by the applied force. Sorry, applied force is, yeah, both are equal. Applied force is equals to frictional force. Okay, in this case, see, if H is less than H minimum, F which is equals to F, here the body ready to slide. Okay, the body ready to slide, but no toppling. But no body ready to slide. Is it visible right side? Yeah, ready to slide, but no topples. There is no toppling effect. Okay. And see, if, let me write here, if H less than H minimum, applied force is greater than F. Okay, then see, H less than H minimum, applied force is greater than F. Yeah. Here F is equal to F means what? If applied force is equals to frictional force, then the body ready to slide. And F is applied force is greater. H is less than H minimum. H is less than H minimum means body slides. Because of the applied force, body slides but no topples. Okay, it will not topple. Body slides but it will not topple. If H less than, so H equals to H minimum and F equal to F. That means what? Frictional force applied, so applied force is equals to frictional force and height which is equals to the minimum height. Then in this case, body ready to slide and topple. Body ready to slide and ready to topple about this point A. If H greater than H minimum, then whatever the force you applied, whatever the value of the mass they given, definitely the body topples. Okay, whatever may be the value of the mass, the body is going to be topple. Means you are applying the force at the edge, top edge. Okay, so H greater than H minimum means the body topples. So keep these conditions in mind. Okay, now let us solve one problem based on this. Okay, here you remember two formulas, minimum force and minimum height, and apply the same concept for different problems. Okay, they may give mass of this block, they may give height at which the force is applied. If they given height and mass, we can find minimum force. Okay, based on the given conditions, you solve the problem by using this formula. Okay, now let us try one problem. So they given a cubical box, okay, which is placed on surface. Cubical box is given which is placed on surface. If the surface, okay, that surface is some rough surface. If the surface is raised slowly, then at a particular angle, maybe the body slides or maybe the body topples. Okay, let me read the question for understanding point of view. So, better you take the questions now. A cubical box so a cubical box which is rest on horizontal rough surface whose coefficient of friction 1 by root 3. Okay, as shown. Now the surface is slowly raised so that it makes an angle theta with the horizontal. Then find whether the box will slide first or it will topple. Now we have to decide whether the block will slide first or topples. So imagine initially it is on surface, horizontal rough surface. Later the surface is raised. The surface is raised means the body is on inclined surface with angle of inclination theta. Okay, so just the diagram you imagine like this. See, this is the rough surface on which some box is placed whose mass is m, cubical box whose mass is m, weight of the block mg, and this is mg cos theta. No doubt this is mg sin theta. Okay, and initially normal reaction is in this direction. Okay, and see the frictional force is acting at this point. Okay, and normal reaction, maybe due to this force it will shift like this. If these two are balanced, normal reaction is at the center. If this is dominating, normal reaction will shift. The maximum shift in normal reaction is half of this size. Okay, so let me draw normal reaction like this only. Okay, at equilibrium. Okay, see, if mg sin theta is greater than frictional force, then what happens? If mg sin theta is dominating than frictional force, no doubt this body will slide. Okay, because of this is dominating, then the body will slide because it is dominating than frictional force. And we can write mg sin theta greater than, this is mu n, you remembered, and mg sin theta mu n nothing but what? Mg cos theta. So tan theta greater than mu. Mu they given 1 by root 3. So this is given tan theta greater than 1 by root 3. So theta is how much? It is theta greater than 30 degrees. Once the angle of inclination is more than 30, okay, if it is equal to 30, the body ready to slide. If it is increased, means if the angle of inclination is greater than 30, then no doubt the body starts sliding. The body slides if it is greater than 30. The body will slide first. Okay, and let us decide if mg sin theta is greater than normal reaction. So if this is more than this, then if mg sin theta is greater than this normal reaction force, then this body, due to this one, so the body is ready to topple. If this is dominating, the body ready to topple about this point. So the body topple because this is dominating. Okay. So mg sin theta, anyhow normal reaction is what? Mg cos theta. So tan theta greater than 1, that means theta greater than 45. So once the angle of inclination is increased, means it is greater than 45, then what? The body topples. So the body will topples. So first here the body slides. From 30 to 45 degrees, the body slides. Once it is greater than 45 degrees, then the body ready to topples. Okay. Once theta is increased, theta is greater than 45, the body topples. Okay. So first the body slides, next the body topples. Okay. If they are not given this mu, we can follow the same process. You will get mu and some other value here. Okay. You will get if any size is given. Okay. If any size is A, you will get something A by G. Okay. So based on the given data, you try to follow these methods. Okay. Right now, for this problem, body slides if theta greater than 30, up to theta is equal to 30, the body is ready to, if theta is equal to 30, the body ready to slide. Okay. If the angle of inclination is increased, if it is 29, the body will be static. If it is 29 point something, also static. If it is 30, it is ready to slide. From 30 to 45, it is sliding. If it is 45, it is ready to topple. If it is greater than 45, it will topple. That's it. Okay. So follow this method. Okay. See one more. So by using this torque and toppling, let us get one concept, that is overturning of a vehicle on a curved road. Yeah. See the overturning of a vehicle on a overturning of a vehicle on a curved road. Anyhow, you know motion of a car along the circular road means along the horizontal circular road, like V is equal to root mu gr, and along the banked circular road also you know V is equal to root gr tan theta plus mu by 1 minus mu tan theta, and you calculated the optimum speed. The minimum speed for the safe driving is root of gr tan theta. Means at what angle that the road must be banked means tan theta you have done as a v square by 2g. Okay. So v square by gr. Okay. And see, here the vehicle is moving along the curved road. Let us suppose. So this is the circular road, and here the vehicle is moving in this direction. So observe the forces, how I am going to draw, and we need, our target is to find out the optimum speed, means the minimum speed of the vehicle for safe. Okay, means it is moving along the, means if it has to take an overturn. Okay, it has to take an overturn. So this is the vehicle. So let us suppose these are the backside wheels. Let me draw a little bit for getting force components clearly. See, the vehicle is moving like this, in this way. Okay, on board the diagram is looks like this. The distance between the two wheels is, let us consider 2a. Distance between the two wheels, backside. Okay, the vehicle is moving like this, backside. And here weight of the vehicle, no doubt, it acts vertically downwards. And here there is a normal reaction force. This is N1 and this also N2. Let us suppose this is the center of gravity, means this weight is acts from center of gravity. Let us suppose at a height h, and this is A, this is A. Okay, observe the forces how I drawn. Okay, and see if the vehicle takes a turn in this direction. Okay, because it is moving like this in this direction, and see the vehicle is ready to skid in this way. The vehicle ready to turn in this way. The vehicle ready to topple in this way. Because it will take a left turn, you know inertia effect. Okay, so like inertia of rest, inertia of motion, inertia of direction. In the same manner here, the frictional force is acting in this direction, and this frictional force, which is equal to what? Centripetal force, because it acts towards the center of the circular road. So mv square by r. And let me write some equations here. From the given diagram, n1 plus n2, which is equal to what? mg. This is equation 1. Upward forces are balanced by downward forces. And here, anyhow, this is frictional force. And taking torque about C, take torque about C is equal to 0. Let me take torque about C. And due to this, see, due to this is right side, means minus. This is left side, plus. Okay. And due to this frictional force, this is right side, minus. So, torque about C is equal to 0 means N1, for this N1, this is right side. C is right side. I am taking torque about C, minus N1A plus N2A minus FH is equal to 0. See, N for arrow tip, this is right side. Right side means minus. For arrow tip, this is left side. Means you are finding torque about this point. Okay, I am following this rule. Okay, and for this arrow tip, this is right side, minus. That's it. Okay, you know R cross F means into the board. See, you can apply like this also. Here you can apply in this way. See, this is R, this is F. R, F, and outward. Due to this, outward, positive. And see, this is R, this is F. Okay, but see, like this. Because this is R, F, and this is into the board. And this also same. N1, N2, so A we can write it as N2 minus N1. Okay, otherwise just you can write FH, you take right side. This is N2 minus N1 into A FH. Okay, let us take second one. Subtract 1 and 2, you will get N1 minus N2, sorry, N1 plus N2, and this one. So this, let us write FH by A. So minus N2, minus of minus, plus N1, which is equals to mg plus FH by A. So 2N1 mg. So I am subtracting both. So mg minus FH by A. So I got N1 mg by 2 minus FH by 2A, something equation. See, this is the normal reaction force. I am getting normal reaction force N1 as a negative. If you find N2, then you know N1 plus N2, which is equals to mg. N1 anyhow calculated. N2 is equals to mg minus N1. So no need to verify this one. But you see mg minus, this is mg by 2 minus of minus FH by 2A. This is 2 mg. So N2 is equals to what? mg by 2 FH by 2A. See N1 and N2. N1 you may get 0 because the difference between the two values you will get 0. Here the sum of two values, it will never be 0. So here this difference may give the 0 value. If the vehicle takes something overturn, maybe the vehicle lose contact here. Okay, here may lose the contact. So there is a possibility of it taking 0 for N1, but impossible to take 0 for N2. N2 cannot be 0 because we are getting some positive values and N1 is negative, mg by 2 minus FH by 2. If these two values are equal, then you will get N1 0. So from 3, N1 is 0. If N1 is 0, then we can write mg by 2. If the vehicle loses contact here, left tire, if it takes a right turn, left turn, if it loses the contact at this point, mg by 2, which is balanced by FH by 2A. From this I am writing. And 2 gets cancelled. So So mg, which is equals to f. What is f? F nothing but mv square by r, h by a. So this f nothing but it is centripetal force. This frictional force is equals to centripetal force. So v is equal to root of g r a by h. So this is the optimum speed for taking overturn. So the minimum speed of overturning is v is equal to root g r a. A is the distance between center to the first wheel or any other wheel. So g r a by h. If v greater than root of g r a by h, then the vehicle topples. Okay, so this is the last minimum speed and the vehicle topples here. Okay, and before taking overturn, the condition for before overturn is root mu gr must be less than root gra by h. See, this is the condition for before taking overturn. Okay, and see, if you want to cancel this one, you will get mu, which is less, gr cancel, a by h. This is the condition for before overturn. Okay, see, next. Okay, by using these formulas, you try to solve some easy level of questions. Okay, and based on the given data, use these formulas. It will help a lot and practice these concepts. Anyhow, now next one. So far we calculated torque. Now by using torque, let us find angular speed, linear speed, okay, angular acceleration, linear acceleration of different systems. See, let me start with again simple question again. Find angular acceleration of rod of mass m, length L, as shown in figure. So simple. I started with simple question. So this is the diagram whose mass is m, length is L, and the rod is pivoted here. Means this is the fulcrum. Okay, they are asking to find angular acceleration of the rod. Okay, they are asking to find angular acceleration of the rod. So anyhow, the weight of the rod is axed downwards at a distance of what? L by 2. So due to this weight, the rod rotates freely. Okay, here the rod rotates freely with angular speed omega with angular acceleration alpha. We have a link up like v is equal to r omega, a is equal to r alpha. I think you have remembered in circular motions. And see, take the torque about O, which is equals to what? I into alpha. Torque about O is I alpha. This torque nothing but force into distance, mg. Take only mg into distance is L by 2. Moment of inertia about this point, nothing but what? Moment of inertia at one end of rod. One end of rod which is clear, ml square by 3. So m and 1l gets cancelled. Alpha is equals to 6g by, alpha is equals to 3g by 2l. Alpha is equal to 3g by 2l. We can find alpha, we can find a linear acceleration by taking r alpha. Okay, r nothing but L by 2. Okay, and we can find omega also. If it starts from rest, if it is turned something angle 90 degrees, if it is turned something 30 degrees or some 60 degrees, we can find omega. How to find omega means, you know, omega is equals to omega naught plus alpha t. After 3 seconds, if it makes something 60 degrees, then we can find the angular speed. After 3 seconds, if they given, if it starts from rest, 0. Alpha calculated. After 3 seconds, t is given. Alpha, just now you got it. Then you will get omega. Okay. So we will see in the next one. Let us suppose The same model. Okay, next I'll give the questions. See, see the question. Find angular speed of rod of mass m, length L, when constant force acts as shown and the rod turns an angle pi by 2 with respect to the initial direction. See, the initial position of the rod looks like this. Next, I will give the data clearly. This is simplest questions. So for the next problem, let me give the data. This is O, and if any constant force is acting like this, then due to this constant force, the rod becomes vertical. Means it turned how much angle? It turned 90 degrees. Vertical. Okay, the rod becomes vertical. Then we have to find omega. So the target is to find out omega. To get omega, we need to get alpha. So how to get alpha means very clear. Tau is equals to I alpha. Tau is equals to I alpha. Tau nothing but force into distance. Force into distance. F into L. And this is ml square by 3 alpha. Okay. ml square by 3 alpha. You can strike off this L. So alpha very clear. 3f by ml. So this is alpha. And we know that. So here time is not given. So if they given the time, we can find omega is equal to, we can use omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. But time is not given. Initially it starts from rest. I think you remembered omega naught. And here I am using omega square minus omega naught square is equals to 2 alpha theta. Theta they mentioned pi by 2. So this is going to be 0. Then omega is equals to what? Root of 2 alpha theta. Omega is equals to 2 alpha, I got it as 3f by ml into theta. Then omega I got 6f theta by ml. Okay. So the same with a small changes. Visible? Yeah, yeah. And see the next one. The same force here, right now the force is acts initially. Means of course this acts perpendicular to this point. In the same way, if this force acts somewhere, means after rotating some angle, then due to that force, again that rod turns to be some more angle. Of course, initially the rod is horizontal. Okay, so let me give the data for the next question. So see the data for the next problem. See, a thin rod of mass m, length L, that can rotate freely about a vertical fixed axis, passing through its end A, as shown in figure. At a certain moment, the end B starts experiencing, at a certain moment, not initial, at a certain moment, the end B starts experiencing a constant force F, which is always perpendicular to the original position of the stationary rod. That force is perpendicular to the original position of the stationary rod and directed in the horizontal plane. Then find angular velocity of the rod as a function of rotation angle phi counted relative to the initial position. Here the angle is changing. So starting angle is 0, horizontal means 0, ending they given pi. In a previous problem, force is applied at starting position only. but here somewhere. So the given diagram is looks like this, and observe this problem. See, this is the initial direction, means horizontal. The rod is horizontal, and it makes something angle theta. So they given this diagram already. Theta, initially it makes theta. If theta 0 means horizontal, and L is the length. Later on, the force is acting perpendicular to the initial position of the rod. So the force is acting like this. See, this is the force perpendicular to the initial. Earlier, force is acting at the edge. That's why I taken F into L. Now here, force perpendicular distance is not L. It is component of L. What is this component? L cos theta. Now the torque about O is force into L cos theta. And finally, value changes to pi. We have to get the answer in terms of an angle pi. So that is our target. Tau is equals to I alpha FL cos theta. So to find this type of questions, use some integration technique. Alpha, you know, which can write as omega d omega by d theta, like A is equal to V dV by dx. Okay, FL cos theta. Alpha, you know, d omega by dt. Multiply d theta divided with d theta, you will get d theta by dt as a omega d omega by d theta. I think you remember this one. So I is ml square by 3. ml square by 3 omega d omega. Let us take this d theta right side. FL cos theta d theta. One L you can strike off it. Omega d omega 3f by ml cos theta d theta. Apply the integration. This is 0 to pi, 0 to omega. So this is omega square by 2, 3f by ml, and this is sin pi. Okay. Now the answer is 6f sin pi by ml. So this is the answer for this question. Okay. Earlier, force is applied at the edge of the starting. Later, the force is applied from somewhere. Okay, with certain angle theta. So they given this diagram. See the next. See, let me read the next question. Two persons supports a uniform rod of mass m, length L at its two ends. Okay, two persons are holding the rod. Okay, at the two ends, as shown in figure. If one of them suddenly withdraws, if one is dropped, then find the force exerted by the rod on the other person. They given two questions. Immediately after withdrawal, and when the rod makes an angle theta with vertical. So they given a rod. Okay, two persons holds the rod. Two persons holds the rod. Okay, so here one person, imagine. Two persons holds the rod. If one is withdrawn, okay, here one more person is there. Okay, this is the person. If one is withdrawn, the rod will rotate with an angular acceleration alpha. Then if one is withdrawn, then what is the force acting on this person? Okay, to find this, see, here it will experience some normal reaction force, N upwards, initial direction. Once it is rotated, maybe here the reaction is like this, N. Target is to find out N value. Okay, so anyhow, the weight of this one acts vertically downwards. What is this? L by 2. Now take this as a O, taking torque about O as what? mg. See, same process. Torque about O as mg. This is what? I alpha mg L by 2. Again, this is ml square by 3 alpha mg L by 2. So we get alpha 3g by, I got alpha is what? 3g by 2l. Once we know the alpha, we can find the linear acceleration. Linear acceleration means what? A is equals to r alpha. R nothing but distance of center of mass, and alpha 3g by 2l. So I will get 3g by 4. Okay. So acceleration is 3g by 4. This is the linear acceleration of the rod. Then you can apply the free body diagram. You will get n. So if I apply the free body diagram from FBD of this diagram, so on that diagram n is upwards, mg downwards, and of course it is moves with an acceleration a. So the net force, it is equals to, very clear, mg minus n. This is what? ma mg n, target. Okay, n is our target. So n is equals to m into g minus a, m into g minus 3g by 4. So n, you will get mg by 4. Okay. So n is how much I got? Okay. mg by 4. So this is the normal reaction which is acting on first person. And second one, the given, when the rod makes an angle theta with vertical. Okay, this is the initial. If the rod makes an angle theta with vertical, very simple. So let us suppose, see, this is the starting, means initial position of the rod, and after certain instant of time, the rod makes an angle theta with vertical. Take this as O. If this is theta with vertical, they given, with vertical means this one, they given this. So the weight of the rod mg, if this is theta, mg, and this component is mg cos theta, and this component is very clear, mg sin theta. So earlier just mg, so I got mg by 4. Follow the same process. Instead of, in place of mg, the force is mg sin theta. Therefore, you apply directly. Normal reaction is acting in this direction. Okay, it is perpendicular to contact surface in this direction. You follow the same process like how I followed for this. Then you will get mg sin theta by 4. Okay, if theta is 90, mg by 4, same. Okay, if theta becomes 90, you will get same, mg by 4. Okay.